Yo, what's good? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Neff, and today we're going to be looking at more Havoc changes that came out today. And so far, I just kind of skimmed through the patch notes, and they look really good, really good. So yeah, UI and WeakAura is available for subs if you like the UI in the video. So links in the description to my Patreon and Twitch and my Discord and everything where you can actually download it. And yeah, let's get into the video. Just get straight into it. So there were actually a lot of changes again. Some new talents being added, some talents being moved around. The class tree has been changed, which I am a big fan of. Just giving a quick look at it. But yeah, let's just start off with the class tree. So Sigil Flame, I'm assuming is baseline now. So I don't see it on the actual class tree. I'm assuming it's baseline. Let's see, Sigil Flame, is it? It's in the Havoc tree. I wonder if it's only a Havoc only thing now. That wouldn't make sense though, because they're trying to make Vengeance a Sigil type class by adding Elysian Decree to the class tree on the Vengeance side. So I don't know why it's in the, maybe because it has modifiers on it. It's in the Spec tree or Spec spellbook. I'm not sure. But Sigil Flame no longer on the tree. They moved Sigil of Misery here, which it was right here where Eldraki design is now. I think is a pretty good change. Really easy to get for some easy utility if you want to play it. It looks like they got rid of the Misery and Defeat. It reduces Sigil of Misery. So they got rid of Misery and Defeat, which I'm a fan of. I hated using that. It was not fun to play with. Although it would be a little bit better to play with now because we are going to be a 2-minute class, I'm assuming. Yeah, meta is still a 2-minute cooldown, so we would be a 2-minute class and it would line up with our CDs a little bit better. So it would feel a little bit better to play with, but yeah, I was just not a fan of the Sigil before, you know, every pack at 2 minutes. It was just a really weird gameplay. I was not a fan of it. They also got rid of the choice node between Fellblade and Aura of Pain. Now we can get both very easily. You can see my class tree. The class tree actually looks so good. It's actually really good. So we can get Fellblade still, which obviously we need for your Fell generation or Fury generation, and then we have you know, the Aura of Pain, increases a critical strike chance of Immolation Aura, decent buff to Ragefire because it increases the crit's chance. I'm assuming it scales with Know Your Enemy, and so it should be a damage buff. And either way, if it doesn't, it's still a damage buff, you know, just getting more crits on Immolation Aura was good. They didn't make some like pathing changes. This side changed a little bit. It kind of made it like this little pathing up here, which I think is a pretty nice quality of life because this wasn't connected to anything. Chaos Fragments and Unleash Power weren't connected to anything. It was just like a node out, I'm pretty sure. And then they did the same thing on the right side here. And they added a new ability, Live by the Glaive. When you parry an attack, have one or more, or have your attacks parried, restore 2% max health and 10 fury. I think is be pretty decent for Vengeance. I think Vengeance Fury generation isn't really an issue, so maybe like it's not an issue at all, actually. At least in the current iteration. I haven't read. There have been some Vengeance changes, but I haven't read through them yet. But yeah, I guess this is a good talent. It'll probably be pretty fucking good. 2% of max health when Vengeance has a huge health pool. It'll do probably a decent amount of healing. So that's pretty good. They moved Rush of Chaos. It was up here, right below, or where Aura of Pain was, I guess. It was like right below there. And now they made it a 2-point node, and it lets us get a 2-minute meta. Okay, so it looks like they got rid of the hunt node. They got rid of the CDR thing with the execute. And they buffed the hunt by 22% and the damage over time by 30%. So that's a pretty good change. Frees up a point. Now we have more stuff over here. So I can get Soul Sigils and Demon Muzzle, or if you want the Sigil of Misery, you can just drop Demon Muzzle and get Sigil of Misery. If you want some more AoE stops, like in Mythic Plus, which is really cool. And then they made Fodder. They put Fodder and Elysian Decree on the class tree. Fodder is now a choice node with Collective Anguish, which I'm really fine with. Collective Anguish It did decent damage in AoE, but it's just a very boring talent, right? So I'm fine with it being on the class tree. So they changed Spectral Sight to have a 30-second cooldown, but now when you're spec'd into fodder, it has a 1-minute cooldown. So you can fodder one time outside of your CDs and one time inside of your CDs, which is gonna feel really good. That 1.5 minute, I was just not a good idea, not a fan. And I'm also not opposed to fodder being tied to Spectral Sight. I mean, you know, it's basically for lore stuff, you know, fun lore stuff, you know. We love fun lore stuff. I don't think it's bad. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I played with it during testing and it seems fine. It's just like it's just like pressing fodder. And you don't need to actually macro Spectral Sight. You can literally just spawn your demon. I am talented. Spawn your demon and you can attack it and it'll just take you out of Spectral Sight. So you don't need to do any like macro shit, but I mean, you still can, it doesn't matter. So they moved Elysian Decree to the class tree, which I'm fine with. They want to take Vengeance and that Sigil playstyle, I think is what they said. And you know, I mean, Elysian Decree being on the Vengeance class tree, really easy to get, is I think is a good thing. There's a new talent here. Sigil Flame deals 35% increased damage. You can get up to a rank 2, so it'll be 70% and generates 2 additional fury per target hit. I think this will be a very good node to use for Havoc and Vengeance and AoE, because they buffed the hell out of Sigil Flame's initial hit. Sigil Flame initial damage was increased to 200%. So the initial hit does 8100 and 10.1 over 8 seconds. So Sigil Flame's going to be doing some really good damage in AoE now, especially when talented into any means necessary. Still does fire damage, right? Yeah, still does fire damage, not chaos. So yeah, it'll be doing pretty well with any means necessary. Now we're finally going to look at the Havoc tree. So they added some new icons. Critical Chaos got changed. This is a new talent. They added a bunch of new stuff. So let's just start off with this. Dash of Chaos. For 2 seconds after using Fell Rush, activating your game will dash back towards your initial location. I haven't actually tested this yet. I mean, I used it, but I wanted to see if it does damage when you dash back. So let's see. Looks like it doesn't do damage. Or, I guess it does do damage. Let's see. I have damage numbers turned off, so I guess it's not going to show. It looks like it does do damage, though. I have 2 hits. So I have something else. Altering it. Let's try. Alright, let's try this. Boom. Boom. Bell Rush. 8 hits, yeah. So it does do damage when you dash back. I think this is a pretty cool talent. It's definitely way better than Improved Fell Rush. Very boring, nothing to it. But one bad thing about Fell Rush, the dash back, if you're trying to get out of something and you're spamming it, you can easily, you know, go back to where you were, and potentially kill yourself when you teleport back to where you were. So that'll be interesting to play with in the coming times. Demon Hide, magical damage increased by 5% and physical damage taken reduced by 5%. I mean, we're definitely going to want to take this. We would just like drop improved Chaos Strike and get that. They moved Accelerated Blade up to the top here. It was down here where Serrated Glaive is. Furious Throws is still in the same spot. They did buff Dancing with Fate, but I don't see where it went. Oh, here it is. Okay. They made it, or I think this is the old Dancing with Fate. It's just a 2-point node now, goes up to 50% for your final slash of Blade Dance. I think we're kind of at that point where we were at the start of the expansion, to where we have a bunch of good talents, but we just don't have the points to take him anymore, you know? So I'm confused because they did get rid of some stuff like that we don't need to take anymore. Basically just fodder. Basically fodder, that's it. They re-added these 2-point nodes here. A Blind Fury is a 2-point node again, and Dancing with Fate is a 2-point node again. Actually, I can't remember if Dancing with Fate was a 2-point node. I'm gonna look at the live WoW head really. Okay, yeah, Dancing with Fate was a 2-point node, but it went up to 40% instead of 50. So they buffed it a little bit and made it a 2-point node again. Blind Fury 2-point node. This Scars of Suffering I think is a pretty good talent, but I just feel like we don't have enough points to take all this stuff. They changed Isolated Prey to Immolation Aura. Instead of it doing 30% increased damage, now it does, I think it was damage 30%. Changed it so Immolation Aura always critically strikes, which is pretty good. I'm still assuming Aura of Pain scales with our Know Your Enemy, so even if you take Isolated Prey and single target, you're probably still gonna want this. Yeah, I think it's a decent change to Isolated Prey. Immolation Aura needs all the help it can get. God forbid it do a lick of damage. Oh yeah, Furious Gaze is the same. Inertia, the same. Chaos Theory and Glaive Tempest are still the same. This middle part is still the same. They did change Cycle of Hatred though. Cycle of Hatred now reduces the cooldown of I-Beam whenever you Blade Dance, Chaos Strike, Throw Glaive, and Glaive Tempest. That Throw Glaive only gives CDR with Cycle of Hatred when you're talented into Furious Throws. I'm assuming is correct. Let's see, yeah, let's untalent out of Furious Throws and see if the text changes. No, the text is still the same even if I don't have Furious Throw. Oh no, it changed. Okay, it did change. Yeah, okay. So give CDR on I-Beam, which is gonna be fucking crazy. Like it's gonna be pretty wild to have that much CDR. But it's really hard to get to it. Like you're gonna have so many I-Beams because of our tier set, just chucking out fucking glaives. Yeah, I'm not sure what the best build's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of testing to be had. They added a new talent called Chaotic Disposition. Each time you deal chaos damage, there is a 7.77% chance to duplicate 33% of the damage up to a total of 7 times. So this talent is interesting. This talent is very, very interesting. Let me get into it really quick. Let's see. Pretty sure it shows up on details already. I think I remember seeing it. So let's just see here. I want to see what it actually looks like. Don't have my numbers up. I can't really tell if shit's getting duplicated besides looking at details, but we are doing a lot of damage. Holy shit, this thing is cranking. Okay. Yeah, this thing is it's doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. So, okay, I need to read this again. Each time you deal chaos damage, which obviously it's going to synergize very, very well with any means necessary, because it converts all of our damage into, all of our magic damage into chaos damage. Each time you deal chaos damage, there is a 7.77% chance to duplicate 33% of the damage, up to a total of 7 times. So each, so is it like each time you deal chaos damage, it rolls 7 times? It rolls the 7.77% chance 7 times? I'm really confused by the wording on this, but maybe I'm just retarded. Yeah, I'm very confused about the wording of this. But either way, it's doing a lot of fucking damage, right? I don't even think I fell rush. We didn't get a reset of our immolation aura. Oh, we got a reset there. We fell rush. We can get our inertia. I wonder if it stacks. Nope, it looks like it's capped to 4 seconds. We have 2 rage fires going. This one's not being counted for though. But yeah, this thing it does a lot of damage. It's gonna make our outside of CD's damage very, very good in AoE with rage fire. This is gonna be pretty sick to play with. Yeah, I think our AoE is gonna actually be foul. Boom. Got a reset of our immolation aura. We gotta be careful not to just instantly fell rush again because it looks like inertia is capped at 4 seconds. So you just can't get a bunch of immolation aura free procs in a row and then like spam it to stack it, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I think we're gonna get some tuning. I'm doing a lot of damage right now. This also could be bugged on the training dummies. I know these BFA training dummies have a lot of bugs with them to where stuff will do extra damage. So it could just be a training dummy thing. Yeah, but we're kind of cranking. We are kind of cranking. Yeah, I think we went through everything. Yeah, this talent is definitely going to boost the throw glaive build's damage in single target. So that's probably going to be really nice. And then I think Essence Break just might be a dead talent. I think because this side is going to be so good and synergizes so well with each other, like Essence Break is just going to be kind of dead. But yeah, all in all, I think these changes today again were very, very good, and they came up with some really cool stuff like the dash of chaos. I think it's gonna be really fun to play with, and you know, I think it's gonna do some decent damage, but it's gonna be really sketchy to play with. Like if I'm spamming Fell Rush and I dash back on accident, it's not gonna be a good time. Because mainly when you're spamming Fell Rush, you know, you're trying to get out of something as fast as you can. So we'll see how that plays out. Be some interesting things during the tier. Some interesting clips probably will occur. But yeah, all in all, really good changes. Really, really good job by the DH team and Reels and them. Shout out to Reels, the GOAT, the actual GOAT. And yeah, hope you guys have the good rest of your night. I know I'm uploading this super late, and yeah, UI and WeakAura is available for subs and patrons. Links in the description. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. If you didn't, well, fuck you. And yeah, until next time, peace.